Hey guys. All right. So today you have your test with Mrs. Crawford. Um, and she had told you in this morning's Zoom, and I also sent you guys links to do the test together. But I'm also going to record it so you can watch it if you weren't able to make my Zoom meeting. Okay. So right now you see my email. This is Mrs. Crawford. She sent me the test. It is in my email. It should be in your email as well. If it's not in your email, then it is a link on the Echo agenda page, okay? I'm going to click on it. It is a Google form, and it takes me right to the test. So this should look very familiar to what you guys have always had. The first few things, your email, first, last name. Now we're just going to jump down to question 1 here. I'm going to read it. Which situation is best described by the graph shown below? So if we're looking at this graph, guys, we are looking at this and this. This is our y value is up and down. Our x value is left and right. So we just need to say, of these, which is the right answer? So the answer would be, in this situation, Mark buys a pack of gum at $1.50 each because our equation is y over x. Remember, y over x is what we've been using in class all along. So if you look at where it crosses, right there, you have 3 is our y value over 2 is our x value. So 3 divided by 2 is $1.50. Okay. For me, it just gives me a check mark. Maybe it does something different for you, but all right. Number 2, find the constant of proportionality in the graph below. So what you want to do, guys, is you need to find an intersecting point where it crosses both the y and the x value. Okay. So in this situation, I can't do this one because it's in the middle here. You see? I would want it to be right there, right dead center, bullseye. So where is that when I'm going up? And where it is right here, right at the top. I have 18 as my y and 4 as my x. So I would write on a piece of paper 18 over 4. And whatever you find when you solve that will be one of your answers here. All right. Number 3. Jeremy can row 3/8 of a mile in 1/4 of an hour. What is the unit rate described the miles per hour? So guys, all you're doing this is we need to take 3/8 because that's what he rows in a mile, and this is 1/4 of an hour. Okay? So if you're writing this on paper, which I hope that you have also with a calculator, you should write out 3/8 divided by 1/4. And remember, when you have that equation, the secret is keep, change, and flip. So we would keep the 3/8 and we would flip the 1/4. When you do that, your answer will be 1.5 mile per hour. Okay. Question 4. A bag of popcorn contains 483 calories and serves 3.5 people. How many calories are in each serving? So guys, all you're doing for this writing on paper is calories is your y value and 3.5 people is your x value. So if we're keeping that equation, y over x, you would write out an equation that says 483. Let me see if I can type this. All right, so every time I click, it just gives me something funny. So I'm just going to stop clicking and explain. You would write 483 divided by 3.5 people. When you divide those out, you come up with 138 calories. You can see it right there. Question 5. An app developer projects that he will earn $230 for every 100 apps downloaded. Which of the following equations can be used to represent the proportional relationship between the number of apps, X, and the total earnings, which is Y? So for this, guys, you're going to take Y over X again. You just need to figure them out. So your dollars, $230 is your Y value, and over 100, which would be your X value. So you should have 230 divided by 100. So your answer, when you solve that, should be listed in here. So think about it. $230 divided by 100 equals, should be this guy right here. Number 6. This one you're going to have to do, but I will read it for you, and I'm giving you the equation. Based on the information in the table, what is the constant of proportionality? So we have Y and X. So same equation we've been using on every problem so far, Y over X. Our Y value is the bottom values here. So you'd have to reverse this out. So it's 25 over 5. What does that equal? 50 over 10. What does that equal? 75 over 15. 100 over 20. 125 over 25. These will all equal the same answer. And whatever that answer is should be listed right here. All right, question 7. Fun little graph. All right, the graph below shows the relationship between the amount of money in Sarah's savings account over a period of time. Which of the following statements is not true about the relationship? So, see how she's got not true? So, let's read our responses. After 5 weeks, Sarah has $100 in her account. So, let's see if that's true. Here's 5 weeks. It meets right there. Well, that is true. So it can't be that. If Sarah has a balance of $60, then 7 weeks have passed. So 60. Oh, that's true. And then this one, it has to be this one. Is not proportional. That is correct, because if it were proportional, guys, it would go through the origin, 0, 0. Okay? Number 8. The table below shows the relationship between the number of miles traveled, X, and the number of gallons used, Y. Same thing here, guys. Y over X. So for this, you would just be writing out what that looks like in an equation. It's not going to be this. Can't be that. It's just writing the equation. 1 over my X value. Question 9. All right. The graph shows the amount of money that Terrence saves each week from his lawn mowing job, which best represents the unit rate. All right. So, look at this. For 1 week, he makes $200. It's pretty good for a lawn mowing gig. 2 weeks, he's making $400. 3, $600. 4, not quite $800. Okay. So We just need to come up with what unit rate he is doing. So we can say for 1 week, he makes $200. And one of those would be your option. Question 10. Which of the following does not represent the number of months in a year? So you'd have to look at these. Which one does not represent? So A would be, if you're looking at this graph, it's kind of small on my page. Maybe it's a little bigger on yours, but this is saying number of years. So 1, it's 12, so that's correct. 2 years, 24. Yep, that's totally correct. This is saying in years. 2, 24. If you were to do all of these, this one is not correct. 8 is not 72. If you go 8 times 12, it's not 72. Even if you go 6 times 12, it's not 60. And the reason I'm saying 12 is because there's 12 months in a year. 11. All right. Which situation best represents the equation below? So you're looking at the equation y equals 2.5x. So John is 2.5 times as big as his brother Sam. Could be. We don't know who Sam is or how big he is, so he would represent X. 2 cartons of egg rings up the register for $2.50, or a bank account opened with a balance of $5 and $2.50 is deposited each day. You will need to figure that out, but I kind of alluded to it there in the beginning. Number 12, which of the following situation represents a proportional relationship? So remember a proportional relationship, guys. It has to be constant. So a cheeseburger is $7.95 plus $1 for each additional topping. A pool fills at a rate of 90 gallons per hour. A health club charges $40 membership fee plus $25 per month. So guys, I'm just going to give you a hint. A and C has this additional charge on them. B doesn't. Let that be your clue. The following graph shows the relationship between the number of times a gear can rotate in a period of time. Which of the following statements is true? All right. If a gear rotates 30 times, then it has been rotating for 1.5 minutes. So I'm just going to go 30. Yeah, that's about right. The graph satisfies the equation y equals 10x. The relationship is non-proportional. Well, that's not true because it's going through there. So I think it would be that one, guys. 14. Which of the following tables best represents the relationship between P and F in the equation P equals 3.5F? Okay, so you have these 3 tables, and you need to find the constant of proportionality in each. So F for all 3 of these is your X, and P is your Y. So guys, all you're doing for this is Y over X. So you just need to find which one is 3.5. So this one, this would be 3.5 over 3. So if you think that equals 3.5, you'd need to find the one that equals 3.5. And I can see it right now. 15 and 16. All right. Calvin is starting a new job this summer. He has created a table to represent his earnings. which are dependent on the number of hours he works. Use the table below to answer the questions 15 and 16. Write an equation to represent y and Calvin's total earnings based on x, the number of hours worked. So, this first one, you're just writing an equation. So, his y value is his earnings, and his x is the amount of hours worked. So, we want to know this question mark. So, our equation should start with the unknown. So, it would go y equals, and you need to find the constant of proportionality. Okay? So y equals, and you would do that by taking y over x. So I would start with 4650 divided by 3. What's that number? 10850 divided by 7. It should be the same number. So then if you were to take that number, whatever you find, which will be the same for both, you plug that in as 15 times what that number is. Your equation should be y equals the number that you find that's constant, x. And then here, whatever that number is, multiply it by 21 hours. Okay? Let me know if you guys have any questions, but I hope this helps. All right, we'll talk later.